Yeah, I graduated from University of Missouri. I got my degree in piano performance, if you can imagine that. And I moved to St. Louis and I got a teaching job. I was engaged at the time, and the relationship fell apart, but I continued to teach for a couple of years and loved it. But I would sing in bands, which I'd always done since I was 16 at night. A guy walks into a bar where I was singing and asked me if I'd ever done any studio work and asked me if I'd come sing a couple of jingles, just local jingles. And I started doing it regularly. And so on the weekends, I'd go to sing jingles. And one of them was kind of regionally through Chicago, and it's for McDonald's, and it went network. It's good time for the great taste of McDonald's. Um, and I made $42,000 in about an hour's worth of work, which was well more than I'd made in 2 years of teaching. So I decided I was young and single, and I got in my car. I drove to LA, took my tape around to a lot of different studios trying to get some background work and some commercial work. And I overheard some singers. I started to get some work, and I overheard some singers talking about the Michael Jackson audition, which was supposed to be clearly on recommendation. But I thought, what's the worst thing that can happen? So I crashed it, and ultimately wound up getting the background part. And I went on the road with him. I didn't even own a passport. A month later, we were opening up in front of 75,000 people in Yokohama Stadium in Tokyo, and that was how it all started. I listen to country. That's what I listen to, and have for years. It is, to me, where you hear songs in the conventional format of songs and guitar solos, which I love. And everybody I know, it's funny, is now listening to country. All my friends that I went to school with, all the kids that I taught, everybody from New York, my friends in New York, to Kansas City, to Los Angeles, that everybody listens to country, and it's fun. It's really where you hear. I feel like you hear kind of across the board hodgepodge of music, like southern rock, and you hear conventional country radio, and you hear even some kind of really more pop oriented stuff. But I'm a fan of country. The way this project got started was Brad Paisley coming up to me and saying, "When are you going to come home? You need to be at our format. You should have been there longer. Should have been there a long time ago." And it is interesting. When I put out my third record, I was absorbed by another record label. I started out at A&M, and country radio at that time was not what it is now. And so I got absorbed by this big machine, and they didn't know what to do with me. And I kept saying, "Please take me to country," and they didn't have a country division. So it's been really nice now to be picked up by Warner Nashville, which is an unbelievable label. I mean, they love music. I play and they know all the words, which has not happened in my career in a long time. And it's great. I live in Nashville. I've been there for 8 years, and I've been really warmly embraced by a lot of artists down there. So it feels great. For me, the litmus test is the fan base. And I know the fan base at country is like me. We cherish our country artists, and it's a very loyal format. And so to be accepted by country fans, that would be icing on the cake. I mean, there's so many. I've actually had the opportunity, as of late, to work with Miranda and Blake on different things. I worked with Miranda on the Loretta Lynn tribute, and that was a blast. And working with Loretta, I mean, I just felt like after that I could just retire. And then I've worked with Blake on The Voice, and both of them came and sat in with me at CRS, and so to be in the studio with them would be a blast. Ashley Monroe's getting ready to come in. I'm a huge fan of her record. If people don't have it, they need to go buy it right now. Gosh, there's just so many amazing people in Nashville, so many people at this format that are just divinely gifted. As the reality music contest shows go, I like The Voice. Um, I've seen both those. Well, I guess there's like four of them now, but I think that's my favorite because of the way it starts out with the anonymity. I also like the fact that they develop them, they put them in different situations, and but it's interesting. Those artists haven't taken off like American Idol winners have, so we'll see what happens. The one thing that I do tell people is that I have a rule that when I'm with my kids, I don't have my cell phone on. And it's hard. I mean, it's hard in my relationships, and certainly my manager would like to kill me most of the time. But when I was growing up, my mom, I mean, she wasn't on the phone. The phone was on the wall, and she answered it, and she would deal with whatever or visit with her friends, but it wasn't like constantly looking and texting and tweeting, and I just don't do it. And they will hopefully grow up not being attached to their gadgets too. For my fans who have been with me forever, I want to say thank you and for sticking with me. And to the new fans, I want to say I feel blessed that you're liking what I'm doing. And the new record, I feel like is, it's authentically country in the way that I do it, and hopefully people will love it.